New habits are worth investing in. Beginning any new habit is challenging. Often I find that when I start something new, I imagine my glorious success only to end up with a hard to manage mess. But everything worth doing is worth the pain of trial and error, developing new systems, and building on past successes. When considering bringing meals to work, it can be challenging. I was sitting in my car once getting ready to enjoy a lovely salad. I remember it well. It had shredded cabbage along with lettuce, celery, cucumber, parsley, bell pepper, some toasted nuts, and the pinnacle of indulgence, diced avocado. I dressed it with the homemade vinaigrette I brought with me, put the lid on my salad container, and began shaking the greens to coat each with the wonderful dressing I'd brought. That was when the lid came off, and my salad, along with the dressing and avocado, flew all over my car. I can tell you, picking up dressed salad off the floor of my car, mixed with carpet, hair, leaves, and dirt, was disgusting. I've never eaten in my car again after that, and it was some time before I ate salad again. It was super gross, really disgusting. But I learned my lesson. Make sure your lid is secure before you start shaking your salad to distribute dressing. Simple, right? Over time, we learn the key steps that can make our experiences delightful or feel defeating when we're unprepared. Imagine bringing your leftover casserole to work only to find that your microwave, as British television cooking host Nigella Lawson calls it, or microwave as we say here in the United States, isn't working. Or worse, it's filthy from inconsiderate coworkers cooking fish and letting it explode all over the interior. What do you do with your casserole? Eat it cold? Or do you give up and head over to the local fast food drive-through to get a hot meal? If you're unaccustomed to using the microwave at work, you may not be prepared for the horror show that it can become. Never fear, I'm here to help. Today, I will provide a few helpful hints so you can set yourself up for success when preparing simple meals to consume while you're out and about. The first thing to consider is transportation. Do you have a decent lunchbox? What do you consider decent? I have a huge insulated lunch bag. It's about the size of a small carry-on bag. I love it. It has a large interior compartment with 2 side mesh pockets and 1 front pocket. Inside, I can fit a refreezable ice pack, a couple of glass food containers, utensils, a thermos, and a cloth napkin. The outside pockets are great for condiments like salt, pepper, and salsa. My large size lunch bag has a zipper, which is preferable to Velcro, which I found would catch on my sweaters when I reached in and snagged them. I try to use a cloth napkin when I eat. This is my preference. I use a cloth napkin in my lunch bag. Sometimes I use a plastic spork. Sometimes I use chopsticks. Having proper utensils makes dining pleasant versus using disposable items. I prefer the way proper utensils feel in my hands. I like the weight of them. I prefer the mouthfeel of a proper utensil. I like to use glass food storage containers with plastic lids. This also elevates the experience. Why not make your work breakfast or lunch as delightful and nutritious as possible? Obviously, this works well if you have a car. It may be more challenging if you use public transportation to and from work. Glass is heavy, and I can assure you my lunch bag was a load. Imagine a thermos with a smoothie, a glass bowl of salad, and whatever leftover I brought with me: soup, casserole, a rice dish. If you have to carry this for a distance, you may find you have to find lighter weight options that work better for you. I've never worked in an office that didn't have some kind of kitchen. If you can't carry a lot of heavy glass containers with you, commit to bringing reusable dishes that you wash and store at your work. It's not hard to have a bowl, a cup, and a couple of utensils handy for your meal periods. I have a really great mini crock pot that was perfect for my midday meal. I would plug it in when I arrived at work and allow it to heat my bean soup or rice dish while I worked. It would take a couple of hours, and when lunchtime rolled around, my meal would be ready to eat. It was a fantastic investment that I would recommend if you prefer a warm meal. It can also be used to heat cereal for breakfast or for hot dip, like a multi-layer Mexican-inspired bean dip to enjoy with tortilla chips. Other ways to make bringing meals easy is to redefine what you consider an acceptable meal for breakfast and lunch. If you're accustomed to eggs and toast daily for your first meal and a plate with meat, starch, and vegetable for lunch, you might find the adjustment to more simple daytime meals challenging. But I think it's well worth the change. If you bring your meal, you can control the ingredients and increase the healthful benefits. As well, you can control your financial output. I normally have a small breakfast, and lunch is my main meal daily. I always try to ensure that I'm consuming a lot of vegetables or fruit and fiber at each meal. This will ensure I'm getting good nutrition and protecting my body from health issues. My belief is that fiber-rich foods offer the greatest benefit for our health. I'm not a doctor, so take my advice for what it's worth, practically nothing. But according to what I've read on the internet, populations with high fiber diets tend to have lower incidence of common health challenges that we face here in the United States. I won't dig deep into the studies in this episode. However, if you want to learn more about the benefits of fiber, I'll include a link to nutritionfacts.org, a website I often go to for nutrition information. Please note that the person responsible for the website is a doctor who's focused on plant-based eating, the eating model that I follow most of the time, so his ideas are aligned with mine. That website is part of my echo chamber. You've been warned. Changing the way you think about meals can help make transportation easier, and you can have a similar meal to what you're already used to. For example, you can make an egg and English muffin sandwich and bring it with you. The cost will be about $1 versus about $4 to buy one from McDonald's. Yours won't taste the same, but it'll be fine. You can make a wrap or a sandwich for lunch. Couple it with an affordable instant pot bean soup you've made or slow cooker bean soup you've made, and you have a nice meal. If you don't know how to cook, you can couple your sandwich with a warm drink like tea, hot chocolate, coffee, or instant soup. In fact, if you have a desk drawer at your work that is your own and not shared with somebody else, you can fill it with sauce packets left over from takeout meals, salt, pepper, cinnamon, hot cocoa, tea bags, drink mix, and more to have items handy that will satisfy your taste buds. Once you get used to living a life of frugality, you'll find takeout has lost its appeal. Next time on Page Power, how to stock your kitchen so you're ready to prepare complicated or simple meals.